Guys, you need to know about communism. Does it sound a little bit like socialism? Hmm? Does it remind you of the Soviet Union? I might just be dealing with insomnia, so let's just make a bunch of videos. Why not, right? Everyone hates me anyways, except for whoever decides to watch more than like 10 minutes. You gotta be fucking very patient. You must not hate me. That doesn't mean you like me. It's just like stages of development. Like is like a 4, and you're like 1.1. Socialism and communism cannot be simplified. It's not that simple. You can't just say communism equals something that doesn't work because we tried it already. People give that sort of definition. I don't understand. Do they even know what they were talking about? Because there's a way to know. The path to knowledge is getting a 10. You can do this. You can do this. You can even do this. That's crazy. You still need to get a 10, right? You need to get a perfect understanding of something. So you take communism, and you're like, well, community and communication. There's nothing else in there, in this word. Communism is just a construct of ideology or idealism across one spectrum of behavior. So communicating is a behavior. What do you want to communicate? Well, you want to communicate information. That's what YouTube videos try to do. Doesn't mean it's communism, but you come here and feel like a part of a community as you're learning certain different things, right? That's how it works. You communicate facts, you communicate information, you show some cool things that you have done. This is actually how you become viral on YouTube right now, if you haven't fucking noticed. You have to communicate something very important to the people, otherwise, who cares, right? You're just making cringe YouTube poop content for skibbity kids. There is common. The word common. Commonwealth. There's some weird stuff. But common is usual. It's something everyone kind of needs to know. Like how to drink water. Do you want to know how to drink water? I think you do, because everyone is doing it wrong. Unless they know how. Even though water is common, you still need communication to understand how to use it efficiently. It's common to socialize, but do you know how to do it properly without getting in trouble? Without consenting to stupid things in life? And I think whatever Russia is doing never works. On purpose. You know, you cannot trust Russia to do anything properly. They're just gonna do things and hope it's gonna work. You know, that's how hacking works. That's why Russian hackers are so powerful. They just do random stuff and something fucking works out for one person. But the entire Russia is fucking hacking around at everything. Everything they can get away with. Right? That's how it works. Like, the philosophy, psychology of different regions of the world is quite fascinating. You should try to figure that out. Russia fire, China winds, Europe earth. You're just making simple connections. America water. And it's almost like traveling through portals, going to different countries and meeting different people. It's quite fascinating because you never know what's going to happen. It's fascinating and scary at the same time because, shit, I still don't know if my thoughts can manifest, right? If what I say have tremendous impact, not just like a cloud of smoke comes out of my mouth and just evaporates and nothing happens. It might just hit a tree and the tree is gonna hit a car. Your mouth might just be the butterfly effect that everyone is so fascinated by. Whatever you say, the little things you say. With confidence, without confidence, all that shit. So I get to learn what communism is because someone breaking the whole ideology entirely. In fact, communism, socialism, capitalism, and governism, it's not authoritarianism because that would be stupid, and you don't want to be stupid in front of the government. Alright, so you have to say governism, you have to say something simple and effective instead of fake news and fake words. Just for the sake of entertainment, I will put this over here where it disappears and never to be seen again. This word makes no sense. No one can even spell it out. That's the whole point. That's how authorities work. You would be surprised that communism does not have a personality type. There is sociopath, psychopath for the authorities, and narcissist for the capitalists who want to earn maximum amount of money, and getting $10 is like a big deal for them, no matter how rich they are already. It's an addiction. Sometimes you can get addicted to your personality because maybe it means something, or you're just evil. I hate knowing everything about life at this point because nobody wants to know anything. I want to know everything. No one wants to know anything. They're trying, but they just somehow never bump into me. Maybe the algorithm fucking sucks. And I suck at feeding the algorithm with my wonderful content without my face, right? But that's where communism comes to play. If I truly need something, I should be able to establish it and should be able to solve my problem fairly easily. But it's not that simple because if people can't identify each other, if we don't have specific activities that we call jobs, I call this a job. It's not easy, not everyone can do it. It's a skill requirement of highest degree because it's $0. There's zero incentive to do this for a different kind of person. This is technically why people are not looking for knowledge. I'm just like addicted as everyone else, right? Some addicted to power, some to money, some to sex, and me, I like knowledge, and Lamborghinis, of course. Yeah, let's go, bro. Knowledge. Look at that knowledge over there. So cool. Yeah, I'll make it fun for you. Like, people are trying to trash communism as much as possible, but they sort of feed into the whole dynamic. Because it's all about hate. I hate that I don't have this. I hate that this is happening to me. I hate the blah, blah, blah. This is how needs come to play, right? You just hate many, many things. I'm the most neediest, greediest person on earth, potentially. I want a lot of things to change. And the funny thing is, the changes that I would make are actually going to be positive to the world. Wonderful. And everyone who opposes me are actually annoying and stupid. Right? That's how you have to think. You have to be a little bit arrogant if you're super smart. Like, don't toss me around, but if you want to toss me, okay, let's fight. Let's see how you fight. Police doesn't want to fight. They have all the guns. They have already won the game. They don't want to play by the hardest difficulty of actually being fucking fatally wrong. And doctors don't want to spend time with a person who's not going to talk with them, who's not going to give them anything, who's just going to feel pain because medication kills a person even more. So if you don't want to talk to doctors, what's the point of killing you even more? There's nothing to restrain. There's nothing to be upset about. Doctors are going to be bored with all the power that they have. So yeah, everyone's going to leave you alone. If you know the trick, if you learn psychology, everyone's going to leave you alone. Well, except for problems. Should I choose Donald Trump or not Donald Trump? Holy, I don't want to do that. That's pretty scary. Who's not? Is that Minecraft? I might choose Minecraft over Donald Trump. For me, politics is a meme. I just, you have to have fun with everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And whatever happens, happens. It's best not to actually invest too much into outcomes of anything unless you have full control over it. You know, like, why would you invest into the horse race when the horse is like, you cannot control that shit. You might know some stats about the horses, and you might speculate on these stats, but you can't speculate on the riders, can you? Because the riders control the horses. It is not something you want to fucking mess around with. RNG and other people's control, just giving in, investing into other people's decisions, nah, that's fucking stupid. Maybe government has gotten us fooled and entertained by elections, and that's what it is. We just completely fooled. And some people are trying to admit it, of like, well, elections don't really matter because I have no control over anything. And yeah, that's the whole point. Why the fuck do you care then, if you have no control? Why do you pick sides? What is this socialism overhaul of just finding yourself choosing between two things over and over again and never being satisfied with your choice? That's a failure. That's called just psychological trauma, basically. This is why people are upset, but they get sucked into this. Paying attention where it doesn't matter. Like, your life decisions matter more than you think. This is how you vote. Your life decisions influence other people. Whether you want to admit that or not, the more skibbity whiz you have, the more you will feel that you're actually influencing others and they will want to help you. But first, they have to solve their problems, right? If you can accelerate the solution of their problems and they start like opening their eyes, maybe you can get a friend. It's crazy. You see, the reason why it's so difficult to find friends is because everyone's working. Everyone is busy. Only when you solve their people's problems, and it's not money. Everyone has money. They just spend it too fast. You know, you just have to solve these people's problems where they don't spend their money anymore. They actually are stagnant. They have money to not die, but they kind of get a little bit of income, kind of do gigs, kind of help other people as well by helping themselves. Like life decisions, if you can achieve certain things, you can influence other people and you can show a different side of the world, different possibilities. I like to think that everyone is talking about me. That keeps me on my toes for sure. But again, voting doesn't matter. This matters. This matters a lot. You never know when a YouTuber is going to pick your fucking tweet and blow it up as like a profound idea. You just never know. You just gotta live your maximum life and get that shit randomly generated out of your system. It's possible, guys. And believe in yourself. And I want to influence you too to do great things because that shit matters. No one is really getting out of their way to hurt other people, but sometimes they find a weapon that they can use and feel cool about it, you know, of not getting in trouble until people get frustrated. Maybe you do need to get in trouble after all. So, what is communism? Why is it so important to actually learn? What the fuck am I rambling about? So, you need friends, right? You need things in life, and you want freedom. This is where freedom comes from, guys. Freedom. Yes. It doesn't come by attacking the governments to the max. It comes from communicating of what is actually stealing your freedoms. That's how you get freedom. By the way, I want to remind you guys there's no script. From the top of my head, I'm generating profound ideas that I have never thought before. That's how fucking powerful I am. But despite all this power, I'm still lacking in subscribers and YouTube's favoritism. So that sucks. And I don't have crazy animations that can be generated by AI anyways. To stimulate your brain. Yeah, whatever. You know, it's the Subway Surfers meta. We we had Subway Surfers for a very long time, you have just no idea. But now you do. Now that I put this happy face, now you know what Subway Surfers is all about. You want to focus on something, you want to find meaningful things almost to yourself. Right? Find Waldo. Make your brain think and feel things. It's pretty relevant. Just like memes are relevant. They make you feel things, and that's pretty cool. Like, it's always cool. All those GIFs that you can throw at people. You almost have to do it like a water shower of the internet. If you want to shower someone with attention and just nice feelings, just send them a bunch of GIFs. You know, I will do that in the dark cave, where people actually deserve a shower because they're sinky fucking animals. I'm gonna post these GIFs now over here. I don't know, maybe people around me actually believe that I can achieve much greater happiness than what I'm dealing with right now, and that's kind of true. It's possible. I'm dealing with Hearthstone, so it's possible. I can avoid being angry. And sometimes it's a good idea, I guess. Because the things that you were angry about in the past, you're still angry about them, but they're in the past. So people gotta dig a little bit to understand. People are gonna get defensive when you get angry, of like, oh, your anger doesn't matter. You know, your anger is gonna fade out, and you will no longer feel the same way. And that's true, but the reality is, I wasn't lying. You know, anger is the most honest emotion there is. You can be shocked about anything. It's an emotion where you lie to yourself. Actively. Oh my god, I have never seen this before. What do I do now? Where's my fart? Crying is pretty difficult, but you can cry about anything. So it cannot be honest if it's just easy, but it's also difficult to actually shed real tears, which now is like extreme honesty. Extreme honesty that you will never get from any person, just like you will never get an apology from any person. Forget about that part. It's so people apologizing is like they get shot in the head or something. It's the scariest things for them. I mean, I don't know what to apologize for. Nobody's asking me to do anything. I'm not popular. I feel like people have to apologize to me, but I'm not that desperate. You know, it's kind of like the drama thing of like they find this little thing and they make a drama out of it of like, well, let's see how you're gonna apologize because you don't want to apologize deep down because you're right, but you still have to apologize. You know, it's just like the stupidest fucking twisted nonsense ever. So you have to apologize in a mean way and make things worse. And it's like, what? Really? That how things work? I apologize for you being a little bitch. You literally can't. Like, we have to sort of come together and be like, well, we're not going to be apologizing to each other. Right? We're just going to move on and try to fix mistakes. We apologize through work. You know, what do I have to work on? What do I have to learn? Apologize that way. Or fucking jail time, I guess. That will make you apologize. But that's how it works, right? People try to squeeze apologies into like the stupidest thing ever. How did they have not learned that apologies just don't work? Or they just feel that there's this hidden apology where you work for it. You say, well, sorry, I did this, and then I did that to counterbalance. End of story, right? I did this -5, and now I did +6. Great. Wonderful job. I probably did -3, and I got punished into doing like a +50 or something. Into absolute torture simulator. Which ruthless people just want to, tease me with more. Of like, well, you haven't learned your lesson, bro. You're still making a mess. But it's like, are you sure I'm the biggest problem here? I'm trying to hide away from human beings. Like, genuinely hide away. There's no good places to go where you can still survive mentally, physically, and not deal with human beings. There's not many places to go. No one's fucking opening their arms and be like, oh, I can solve your problem. They can solve anyone else's problem then, not just particularly mine, unless I really ask for it. Now, I mentioned crying and shock emotions, but what about laughter? Well, many things can make you laugh. Is that a honest laugh? It's sometimes hard to tell, But it's also pretty honest, like it's difficult to laugh. But you know what isn't honest? A smile. Because laughter is just like crying. It doesn't come up, automatically. You have to trigger it. Trigger next level of smiling. Uncontrollable. Acknowledgement of power. Of like, shit, this Bugatti is like truly a Bugatti that's called Lamborghini and stuff. With knowledge. I don't know who makes me laugh, but I'm trying to make myself laugh, guys. Nah! Nah! No! That's pretty powerful too, making yourself laugh. So why can I not get to the definition of communism, guys? Well, you have to learn things. You might need to know the facts that I am just like fascinated by that just come to my head. I'm like, shit, that's pretty cool. Nobody says that my facts are cool. Nobody ever said that. Maybe they don't trust logic. Maybe they don't trust math, which is what communism is about. You think science is about math and logic? Well, excuse me, princess, that's the opposite. Science is more like space exploration, helping engineers by stealing jobs from people with AI. I don't even know what science is, to be honest. I'm trying to entertain the thought, but it's just not there. Because normally science is like, you do this and get this result, which sounds a logical idea, right? But now science is a flex of like, look, I did this as a scientist. I have discovered this thing. And now I'm gonna spread the news, right? Some facts can be made up because people are just not gonna test it again, or you tweak some numbers in your favor. There's also the paid incentive. Logic, if you pay for logic, you're probably not gonna get logic. You're gonna get something that barely works. If you give people incentive, they're just gonna make a terrible game that looks very good, but it's terrible. That functions for a very long time, but it's terrible. What does the world have to say about communism? Because I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, science. Yeah, I don't know what that is, to be honest. Science terminology is very complicated. Like, you're better off just letting go of the idea of science, because it's trying to do too many things at once. Explore too many things without actually making any progress. Of like, oh my god, dopamine, guys. There's a happiness hormone where you become happy for some reason. Like, I know that idea, and it's just so cringe to me. But when something makes you happy, then it makes you less happy next time, so you have to find different sources of dopamine and bigger sources of dopamine. And it's like, yeah, that's what life is. You're motivated by doing bigger and better things. Like, what? Science makes things so awkward very quickly. Of just talk normal. Just talk with normal human emotions and logic and elements. You haven't used elements single fucking time. They know what fire and water is because that's kind of cool. Wind, sort of. Earth, they know all these things. They get energy from it. They need it to heat homes and engineer things and like create heat. Or dissipate heat with fans. We have invented fans. That's a wind thing. Like, it's pretty cool. You get four elements, and science doesn't use the terminology at all. Barely. It doesn't sound smart enough, you know? Yeah, smart is simple. Complicated is weird. And saying stupid, really weird. Why would you actually learn things that way? It says circle jerking around knowledge. You just grab it. So how do we transition from science? Well, again, logic, 2 plus 2, the math is across the world the same thing. Everyone can understand because it's super logic. A triangle, everyone can recognize that one. But do you know how powerful it is to have a language like math worldwide? Well, there's another language called logic. Logically, like, you can program things, right? Programming languages have been invented. That's also like math, and everyone agrees that if you make something work, if you get a 10, doesn't matter how you get that 10. There's many ways to program things. As long as it works, good job. That's what logic is. It allows you to flexibly get to the destination of what you want. What I want is definition of communism, just like I've said. So what does the world think? Now, we can't trust the world because you don't know the intention of the world. Yes, you can think of like, they just want you to know facts. But which facts? Historic facts? Biological facts? American facts? Facts from 10 years ago or 20 years ago or nowadays facts? You just don't know what facts you're learning. You might not have enough context if you're just Googling things or asking AI to fetch you facts. You don't know what you're getting. The way to know what facts you're getting is by establishing logic, is by really carefully analyzing if what you're learning is profound and interesting and something new that you haven't never seen before, then it's a good fact. And you don't really need the context, to be honest. You throw that away. You know, it's a fact that works now for you. And you're hoping when you meet other people, they will extract that fact out of you and you're going to be so happy about it. Of like, they actually care about you. And how many things you know. They made you talk. That's pretty cool. Group owns factors of production. So there's unions. I don't understand, to be honest. Like, we technically own this. We own jobs. We don't let capitalism steal all the jobs. That would be pretty nice. Government does not legally own labor force. Government acts as a central planner, determining where people work. That's pretty nice. Instead of, getting employed by a fucking capitalist scumbag, government gets to decide. Just plan, central planner. Makes things so much easier. Sounds pretty good. Doesn't sound like communism, though. But kind of is if you rephrase it a little bit. Government decides which community you belong in. or helps you get there, get into the best community imaginable. So I want to belong in a card game community and other smart people. I think card game is just the shit for me, right? And just general influencer community. That would be nice, which is a side one on the side to learn about YouTube and learn all that shit on like higher level than just playing card games and analyzing that shit. You want to influence people and be an old person. There's different levels in a community that sort of connects with other communities too, because influencer can be anything, but a card game enthusiast is a little bit more specific. The more specific you are, the tiny, the more, yeah, the smaller the community is that you belong in, because your skills don't allow you to expand. When it comes to influencer still has a genre of influencing, of how you do it, what's your format. But anyways, let's not get into that. Sounds pretty interesting to me, but we're not gonna get much out of that, I don't think. So it's factors of product. I don't know, man. What is that? I don't get it. Capital goods? We basically own things that we need in order to be productive. That sounds pretty good. If you want to be productive, you need things. So you own more and more things, and you basically suck in more and more things as long as it makes you more productive. That sounds like a very cool idea, to be honest. I approve. I don't need more bikers outside to be productive. That's for sure. So can I get them removed? That would be nice. Well, I can, because communism is failing right now. There's not enough communism going on in Europe. That's why we have the purge. We have to purge things to clean evil, cleanse evil from the world. That China had to do it, Russia has to do it, and now we have to do it because it's getting out of control. And the window of opportunity just rose a lot of idiots to do idiotic things. They're so excited about it too. Oh my god. YouTube could use communism, and it's actually leveling up into that category. It's basically ready to be picked up by communism, guys. By me. Not by capitalism like Mr. Beast. That fucking sucks, man. And PewDiePie's generation was kind of the lowest generation. Is that possible? Well, I'm hoping that the pattern is a little bit different, because this one is twisted. I'm just sort of in the self-sacrifice mode because, I know too much. Almost. You can learn very fast and life becomes less and less interesting. Because also people leave you alone somehow. You just recognize that part. If you're not anxious, if you're not causing problems, people just leave you alone. And that's frustrating. And potentially this is the last time we're gonna talk to fucking neighbors or something. Because they kind of have to leave me alone again. After being obnoxious. I have frustration. I wouldn't be making noise if I hadn't had frustration. It's a little bit different type of story that people just don't understand. You're better off with a script, people say, not recognizing that what I'm doing is more genuine, more believable, more important, more fresh, faster, basically. Faster delivery than you understand. Because if I can deliver a video quickly. I have a lot of time to respond to comments as well to clear things up. And follow up again. Clear things up again in the video. We write script together. We fight against injustice together. We build the self-esteem needed. As a community fighting for something. So what are we fighting for, right? Let's fucking go, right? YouTube Rewind. How about that shit? Without community, you have mafia, bro, manifesting. Of like community made by other elements. Of fire, wind, and water. One is constantly gaslighting you of like, yes, this is a community. Another one has enough power to build the community, but not act in it. Just gets exhausted of like, why do I have to do this again? Just constantly that sort of vibe. Why am I even here? Yeah, I built the movie, but I did everything myself. Why do I have to talk to all these weird people? And convince them to do weird things? And then there is water. People flap around loud enough, thinking that they're talking to each other, but they're not making any progress, because not enough people are involved, so instead it turns into a gossip. Crazy. What a community. That's mafia. And in a way, it feels like mafia is not the real thing. Not just... They're trying to act as good people, act as a specific type of filling for your sandwich, but it's just snails. Or roaches. Like a sandwich you wouldn't eat. You would reject instantly. A money sandwich? Is that a good sandwich? I don't think so. Money has to buy me the filler for the sandwich, but someone has to make the filler. Someone has to actually work. And someone has to communicate of how to do the damn thing in the first place. I wonder if not 90% of knowledge and inventions and all the good stuff that works comes from Europe and nowhere else. Which might include Eurovision as well. Pretty cool invention, right? Or is the worst invention... God damn it, bro. Is that all they know about Eurovision? A trans person won the contest? Yeah, people in Europe, they just can't get the real thing no more. Everything is getting corrupted. And community? Who's gonna have it? Who knows how to have it, bro? Maybe I just stolen everything. Somehow. Just sucked everything in. With a big bang. Just like Pac-Man, eliminating pallets of knowledge for myself. Because people's memories get erased or something? Is there some kind of strange thing going on? The Mandela effect of people forgetting things because it's not important? I mean, anything I entertain, it gets pretty scary very fast. There is thing now cramming, which is also very scary. The more knowledge you cram, potentially everything's gonna black out and just like make you frustrated about knowledge in general of like, oh shit, I don't want to learn anything anymore. You have to be learning all the time. You cannot give up. That's the whole process, right? One thing I don't want to learn is death. That sounds pretty fucking awful. I don't want to learn about assholes. That doesn't have space in my brain. That's annoying. Yeah, communication is hard. You have to say no to mafia all the time. When that shit shows up, they keep blowing things up more and more. It's like, wow, this is how we do things. And actually, you're not needed whatsoever. Like, they have this big-ass insecurity of like, but I'm literally part of the fucking action. You know, I am. Except I'm the villain. Every single time they want to do that too. because it's so convenient. But what's the consequence? Are they actually productive? Are they actually helping human beings? There's not just fake jobs, but you must understand another thing about Mafia is that they don't do much. They just have empty space in their heart, and they're wasting that shit really badly. So what I like to do is communicate. If you do something bad to me, I have to communicate how much it hurts, like actually, whether through uncontrollable rage by yelling at someone, that hopefully they will fucking listen, you know, or making different kind of noise if I have to fight against noise itself, of like, wait, you guys like that? I thought you guys liked that. How can you communicate banging noises? You gotta fucking make them yourself and see how people like it. Which sounds like a vigilante crime scene. What is that? Why did Sniper dox Jack's films? But this is just what happens in life, and these people have to be left alone. The workers themselves, they fucking spin wheels around me and it's like, oh my god, we're wasting time. Exactly. You're not fucking listening to me and what I am consenting to. What relationships I want to build. You don't fucking understand. Like, I'm okay talking to my neighbors. I'm not a fucking freak like everyone else is. I'm okay acknowledging and solving problems. And that's what communism is all about. It's solving problems. The logic that I mentioned, the taking power from mafia that I mentioned, because they have lots of things, but they might, you know, end up with a corrupted country of like, we have no one that can build a community that we would like. You know, you didn't ask me. You just kind of stole my consent. It's just so frustrating with these people. That's the experience that I'm going through for a very long time, to be honest. That's what Dead Gear is about. If we can steal, it's just like, whatever. Free for all, man. You consented in being an idiot. Now you get free money, but you better not do anything stupid. This is where crimes come from. You know, someone is hungry, and they become desperate, and they do crime. But like, oh shit, police has enough guns to stop crime. There is a way, again, for homeless people to be weaponized. Every shopping mall can just be vandalized to the max, all at the same time. Creating a moral panic on top of that, where it's like, where are you gonna get food? Now you have to search, now you have to panic, now everyone is like, oh shit, food is scarce. You know, just dominoes fall one after the other until the purge goes to the maximum spree of, you know, wiping off cities, if anything. Just create scarcity of food. Just weaponize hungry people who want to live life. You can weaponize them any moment, because they would do anything to just feel alive, potentially. Feel like they are doing something good for the world. Because warriors exist. Warriors go to war. Maybe they're just waiting for their opportunity, right? As much as it sucks, you know, purge is a real thing. And it's domestic war, basically. America is very scared of domestic terrorism. But Europe is not prepared. And it's just gonna happen. It's happening. It's brewing. It's getting out of control. And people don't recognize. So it really sucks right now. Is there some kind of breaking point where you become you go to the safe haven? Maybe your community fucking recognizes you. That would be nice. If you can actually build it, get recognized, escape, and just live in a faraway place until all the heat is lost, like everyone just forgets and moves on. You're just a person in a completely different world. It's very possible. That would be fucking good snatch. This is where, dream meets communism. When you're getting closer and closer into a breaking point where, like, everyone around the world is asked to go to a certain place, the ultimate gathering, where they're just gonna, live there. That would be fucking crazy. And if you trust a community as a whole could be a wonderful thing, right? Even if you don't trust certain people, but you trust the community to do its work properly. You go camping at this point. That's pretty cool stuff. That is something to fantasize about, and I did it many, many times. Like, there's cosplayers gathering, There's a lot of gatherings, again, but it's mafia, of, like, trying to earn money, trying to earn dominance, blah, blah, blah. Trying to be the best and most attractive. But the winner is when a solid community rises, whatever that might be. I don't know, but it just feels like we will need an escape from the purge while the purge is happening and is shaking all the pieces all over the place. It's getting pretty fucking eerie. And usually it's doing that because there's something better somewhere else. You can make a new fucking country entirely. You can take over, and it's not just going to be influencer house. It's going to be couple of homes where people will keep shuffling around until they find the right place of how they want to live. I never had the freedom. And as I explained, communism is all about that freedom. What is freedom anyways, right? It's more like getting yourself very comfortable. You can't abuse other people's, you can't take other people's property, but you can definitely exchange things very quickly, right? You want my flats, and I like your flats, let's fucking switch things. This is not necessarily trading, because trading means I exchange things for money, and then I finally have enough money to buy your thing. But you can always raise the price. It doesn't feel fair. So another big part about communism is exchanging equal material, basically. And sort of keeping track of, like, maybe I want it back. Maybe I want to exchange it back. Keep it track. If you twist yourself and make many, many switches, you will not be able to switch back anymore because you have to switch with the same person that you switched previously. So you have to keep track of everything. And the other person has to not cling onto your property and not, vandalize it. It's increasing risk. So let's put that down. Yeah, property trading, am I right? Yeah, we have lost knowledge about communism, and this is another thing, of, like, trading one card. This is what trading cards are. You trade one card to the other card. That's it. Maybe you need a card from over there because you have 3 copies of a card. So you trade one card to the other card. Not into money. You don't need money. You actually don't need money in communism, funny enough. If it's strong enough, if it's powerful enough. You don't necessarily need numbers to represent things. You just trade what the other person needs from you into what you need from that person. And the trades are pretty guaranteed because you just don't know. You gotta try things, so you need to try. That's pretty wide range needs of, like, he has that card, but I have never tried this card. So I'm gonna, trade it in with a unique card of mine, and just, like, we're gonna have a unique experience, right? And we're both gonna share this bond of, like, maybe we want our things back because it feels sentimental, the memories. It's just such a beautiful thing, like the communism fucking trading idea. And then perhaps you can trade all the way to a house. What, the Brian Trahan teased you with communism? The penny to a house, or a penny to travel across the country. This is interesting. And again, people have these superpowers that I cannot comprehend. Because I just don't have courage to try crazy things. And I don't have courage because the world that I live in is insane. It's the stupidest thing ever. So I will literally die inside trying to conjure courage, basically. Which communism can actually provide using the magic of friendship as well. Communicating with different people, learning different tricks, and getting encouragement and advice of what you should do, and maybe it's going to work out, and then you're going to do it more often. Amazing. But it has to work out first. You have to get the fucking Tinder dates. You know, to get even more Tinder dates, or you're just going to escape Tinder economy entirely. Who knows? Into something else. You might discover something else. You need friendship to trade the most important thing. Ideas. You trade ideas. And it gets a little bit crazy. Because if you run out of ideas, you feel like stupid and stuff. Foolish. Destroyed. Exhausted. Of like, shit, my brain does not make juice for me. That's crazy, man. What am I gonna do? Will I survive in communism? That's when things get really fucking weird. That's when you're turning into an NPC who's just doing random things. You never know, man. You just living your life, but that fucking sucks. Just living your life is stupid. You gotta live a good life. The most important thing about communism that you need to understand is communication. Right now, we have wonderful communication possibilities, but we're not using that. We're not connecting to each other. Yeah, communities exist, but we need to also help each other significantly more. Because communities can always use new members to do something. You can get recruited, and sometimes it becomes a little bit cringe of like your favorite YouTuber uses you for free almost because it's so difficult to send money over. This is why you need community to be an actual community physically together, you know, protecting each other in every single way and moving around when you have to leave. You know what the most difficult role to play in life? Role playing as a normal human, you know, especially in situations where things are kind of fucking weird. You're just supporting the lonely person. Support lonely. That's what it's all about. That's what life is all about, right? That's what communism is all about. Like, even if everyone goes against you, someone is still normal and does not do that. Someone wants to balance things out. Then they stand up for something that's called loneliness is fucking stupid. Even prisoners are not lonely. There are just some greater values that a normal person don't want other people to feel a certain way. You have to keep memories close, especially traumatic ones, to understand what must not happen in anyone's life. You can save other people that way. Yeah, community's Batman. For the final rounds, let's just have a laugh. Because holy shit, this drop of Batman stuff is pretty hilarious. I don't know, man.
No traces.
Oh, thank you for subscribing. In these dark times, because YouTube doesn't fucking like me sometimes. It feels like more of a down season where YouTube refuses to promote any of my videos. And you just don't know how long it's gonna last.
You want my opinion?
Wait, you're scared of Girl Scouts?
No. Sleeveless t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. It's just having fun, bro. With just weird emotions. Yeah, well, maybe apologies do exist. Just people don't know how to practice apologies because they don't know what to apologize for. I mean, people could just go in line and just apologize to me for being stupid. That would be pretty nice. That would make them much more respectable as human beings. I apologize, Gurunext, I was stupid this whole time. And now I found you. Oh, wow, thank you. I apologize to myself, the whole family that I interacted with. Mine has been enlightened. How wonderful. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, my life sucks to the point where I'm like, yeah, that I deserve that. I deserve people standing in line and just apologizing to me. And it would last a very long time, this line. Every day 100 people can show up. Just to practice apologizing. Just to practice a thing that people don't want to do, but like, just fucking do it. You know? Just do the thing that's easy and seemingly you might want to learn and try it. So it might click some buttons in your brain. That's the whole point. It just happens. It's just a profound experience to have enlightenment when information just kind of flows out. I have never seen a person that's enlightened before that can just talk properly about very important things, not in a podcast format, but by himself, amid high levels of radiation. If nuclear weapons do exist, it's a me, you know, Mario.
Fluorescent light bulb. Say, but at what weird, twisty color?
I find another thing very interesting. People are scared of communicating. People are scared of expressing their opinions. It's annoying that that's the case. Because some of them are just genuinely interesting and would turn into a compliment of like, wow, you did that. That's pretty nice. Thanks. So yeah, the power of communities. In a nutshell, I truly enjoy this. But can we have it as a fucking unicorn? Apparently it is. I feel like a unicorn now.
So you dress like a bat, so you could dress like a... Bats. Bats.
Oh no, not the bath. So wasteful, guys. I'm getting from two different sources from Ariana as well that Batman is somehow irrelevant right now. I like the idea. I like the idea of vigilante that's just rich. But potentially you can make one by being smart as well, maybe.
I think I can find.
Sure. The sky is beautiful tonight. Yeah.
Way too much fun, bro.
That's a joker.
Oh yeah, and the biggest thing you can exchange is values. Principles. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready to tell people what is important to learn. And just go through this whole journey with them, you know? If they deserve it in the first place. Because this is the most important thing that will make you more productive, is learning important ideas, right? About life and how to operate in life. Some people have made something, but it's just one thing. If we combine powers together, things get significantly better. See you guys next time.